G'day, Shane here. It's the 16th of October 2024 and we're starting week number 77 of my piano journey. So as I always do, I have a look back at the last week and have a look and reflect on my practice, which last week wasn't much. 4 sessions, but whereas the session's normally half an hour, so that would normally be 2 hours, I mistimed my getting into the piano room. And consequently I did about 1 3/4 hours of practice. So that was it for the practice. There was no lesson last week. It's been school holidays, but we're back to lessons this week. So I'm about to have another lesson now, which will be, I'm not sure what lesson number will be actually. Lesson number 63 coming up shortly. But what I did last week, because it was school holidays, is I just went on from my standard sort of review and recorded my practice session. And I got an interesting comment on that from that practice session. A viewer wanted to know about my scale process. So I thought I'd briefly go into that now, and I'd add on to this particular review, but I'll also put it aside as an extra insight. So I'll go into that now. I had a question from a viewer about the purpose of these 2 containers when I'm practicing. And I thought it might be worth just going into a little bit of detail here as to what purpose they actually serve. Jane, as part of her normal practice, has been teaching me scales. And I don't know most of them yet, there's tons of them. But when she gives me a new scale, it gets added into one of these containers. And the purpose of these containers is to try and ensure that I'm consistently working my way through practicing each of the scales. So I'm not just sort of trying to think, oh, what will I do today? Oh, I'll do F major. Oh, did F major the day before, etc. So it's trying to get a consistent set of practice on each scale. And the system's pretty simple. I basically look at my active container, which at the moment is the pink one. I pull the scale out. It's got the scale written on it, in this case typed. I've noted down that I'm practicing it, and then I basically take it from there and I put it into the green container. That's D major going in there now. And then eventually, after I've done that, eventually this container will have all the scales in it, and this one won't have any at all. And at that point, I'll know that each of the scales that are in there have each been practiced at least once over however many scales, 3 weeks, whatever it takes to do them all. And then I can just swap it over. And that one becomes the active one that I pick from. And the process repeats. So it's pretty simple, and it basically ensures that I get a consistent set of practice going on each of the scales. Now, in terms of playing the scales, I thought I might mention this. Jane, my teacher, has a website, accelerindopiano.com, and she's also got a channel, Accelerindo Piano. And on that channel, she's done a lot of tutorials on how to actually practice scales. What fingers need to be crossing over where, at what time, in order to enable you to play a scale over multiple octaves, nice and smooth, etc. And what I use is these charts here, which she's got on the resources page on her website. And they're very useful. You'll see that there's some different colors on there. Those are the notes that you need to be particularly concerned about. They're ones where you've got to play in a black note instead of a white note, for example. And there's also versions of these. If you don't want to have the colors, you can get a version of it without that, but just the fingering on it, which is also quite helpful. So I make quite a lot of use of these, and if you're interested in those, you can get those from her website as well, accelerindopiano.com. I'll put a link in the description. So that's pretty much it for scales. If you have any questions, just make them in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you. Thanks.